Shmaya, Halacha Yomi, page 221, 68. One should say, we're talking about Shalom Aleichem. One should say, Betzetchem leshalom instead of Tzetchem leshalom. Sounds like you don't want to kick them out, so you don't want to say Tzetchem leshalom, say Betzetchem. Whenever you do leave, should be Betzetchem leshalom. And also, there are those who have a custom not to say Betzetchem leshalom. We don't want you to leave. Who said you want to leave? So therefore, there are those who skip it, everyone according to their custom. After Shalom Aleichem, we have custom saying Ki Melacha Betzav Alach Shalom Aleichem B'chol Darachecha Hashem Shmo Tzedcha V'Recha Ma'atav Adolam. And then we start Eshet Hayil, which is chapter 31 of Mishlei. Okay, 70. Shalom Aleichem Eshet Hayil should be said even when Yom Tov is on Shabbat. However, first night of Pesach is Shabbat. Then he may be omitted. 71. Navel says Shalom Aleichem and Eshet Hayil before Kiddush. 72. Sometimes you have ladies over there and they want to sing also. It is permitted for a brother and a sister to sing together when singing Shalom Aleichem. However, if there are people present who are not immediate family members, the woman or the girls should not sing along. Okay. 73. Some people have a custom to bless their children Friday night before or after reciting Kiddush. Okay. Some people say for boys, Yisimcha Elokim Kenfai Menashe. For girls, Yisimech Elokim Sarah V'ker Rachel Leah. The Chavetz Chaim Alav Hashem used to say, also you should say Yisimcha Elokim K'Avraham Yitzchak Yaakov. And they also say Birkat Kohanim. Those who have the custom to do so should bless the boys first and then the girls. Even if you have grandchildren at the table, one should bless the children of one's son, including the girls, before the children of one's daughters, even if she has boys. How could a non-Kohen say Birkat Kohanim? How could it be? So, Mefarshim explain that even though it's asur for it to hold the hands like a Kohen does, here we're not saying I'm doing mitzvah Birkat Kohanim. I'm just giving bracha. I'm giving bracha of psukim. We say, everyone who's a non-Kohen also says Birkat Kohanim in the morning for after Birkat Torah. It's not asur to say. So we're not, as long as you're not intending to do Birkat Kohanim this moment, it's not a problem. 74. Some people have a custom saying Mizmor LeDavid Hashem Ro'i Lo Echsar before Kiddush. Okay. Ben Ish Chai and Shevat Yon says this Gula for Parnasa. Okay. 75. Both during day meals and night meals, person before he begins Kiddush should cover the bread on the table, and there should be a tablecloth on the table as well. The bread should remain covered until after Kiddush is recited. Question is, why? Why does the bread have to be covered? So let's see footnote 105. So Resh Ayin Aleph Maran says this halacha. A couple of reasons. Number one, we are supposed to technically, in the order of blessings, you're supposed to say always Hamotzi first before Hagefen. So how are you saying Hagefen before Hamotzi? Well, we need to say Kiddush. We can't eat till we say Kiddush, so that's why we got to say Hagefen first. But in order to remember, when we were little, they used to tell us, we don't want to embarrass the bread. You know, what does it mean, embarrass the bread? It means that the bread is supposed to come first, and we're not giving the bread the honor it's supposed to have, so we're like embarrassing it. But it's really for us to remember what the regular halacha is, and it's not the bread doesn't have feelings, you know. That's well, we were little, but we grew up, we realized that what's the source for that embarrassment. Okay. And also there's another seemingly busha that technically we said that if you have no wine Friday night, you could do bread Kiddush on bread. So even though technically we choose to use wine instead, we want to remember that technically you could do it on bread, so therefore we cover it. Number two, another reason is you cover the bread with two coverings because the remembrance of the man. The man fell with a covering, with dew on bottom, dew on top, like a container, and therefore it was not dirty. Number three, in the times of Talmud, everyone would eat in a separate small table. They used to have couches. They used to lean, right? Heseva, and each person had an individual small table. And after Kiddush was decided, they would bring the table in. You know, you would do Kiddush laying down. You just bring a cup and wine. You would be doing Heseba. You would say Hagefen. Everybody would drink, and only after then they would bring the tables with the food. So therefore, since nowadays that way they show the meal was for the honor of Shabbat. only we did Kiddush, and then the food came out. So the same thing over here. We try to, we have larger tables. We put everything on the table in advance, but to cover the bread, we show that the bread is only here because of Shabbat. Don't think like we're eating a meal because we're hungry. We're eating it because of Shabbat. That's why we covered it and only opened it after we did Kiddush. 76. The cover for the bread does not have to be white. 77. It's better not to use the cover that's transparent or has a lot of holes in it because then you defeat the whole purpose. 78. The bread may be placed on a platter and covered. It doesn't have to be directly on a tablecloth. 79. Many people eat together at different tables, listening to one person say Kiddush for everybody. Whoever has bread in front of him has to cover it for Kiddush. Like, let's say, if you have a small meal, so it makes sense that, you have one bread in the middle and that's it. Everybody's going to share. So you just cover that. But let's say you have a huge meal. Right? You're having like 50 people over, whatever it is. Everybody has their own little breads. So everybody has to cover their own little breads before they do Kiddush. However, anybody coming late to the meal must recite his own Kiddush. And each person's eating his own meal. Then those who do not take part of the person's Kiddush do not have to cover the bread because they're not eating the meal. 80. Even bread that is already sliced should be covered during Kiddush. This is another Kiddush. 81. One should cover any mezonot, like cookies, crackers, cakes that are on the table when you do Kiddush. 113. Halacha Brura says only if one is only listening to Kiddush being recited and will not be drinking from the wine, then he does not have to cover the mezonot items that are in front of him. So again, let's say you're doing Kiddush in shul, right? They do a Kiddush in shul, and they have a lot of mezonot on the table. So you have to cover with napkins the mezonot on the table while you hear Kiddush. Okay. 82. Preferably, one should bring the bread to the table before saying Kiddush and covering it. Right? Sometimes people forget to bring the bread. They do Kiddush. Oh, we forgot to put the bread on the table. 83. One may have salads or other foods on the table during Kiddush. You don't have to technically bring it only after Kiddush, but the bread you should cover and bring it before. Okay. Standing during Kiddush. 84. Friday night, according to Arizal. Excuse me. According to Arizal, most Sephardic customs, bracha of Kiddush should be said standing. The wine should be drunk while you are sitting. It's a little bit hard to be holding a cup of Kiddush standing, and you continuously hold it, and you have to sit. You don't wobble, so you don't spill. Some people put it down. Some people put it down on the table, on the dish. Oh, wow, sorry. And then they pick it up again to drink when they sit. But preferably you shouldn't. Right? The cup should not be put down. In order to sit down, it should remain in one's hands till one drinks from it. That's what Halacha Brewer says. However, if one is afraid that some of the wine will spill, so then one may drink some of the wine while standing. But preferably, you should sit because it's derech eretz. It's derech eretz in drinking water, let's say, right? It's derech eretz to drink sitting. We usually avoid. It's not healthy, the Gemara says, to drink standing. So the same thing with the kos Kiddush. We try to sit and drink the kos Kiddush. 85. One who hears Kiddush from a person who has the custom to recite the entire Kiddush sitting, he should follow the custom of the person saying Kiddush. Let's say you go to someone at Ashkenaz's house and they don't follow their result. They sit during Friday night Kiddush. There are houses who do that. You should also sit. Don't stick out like a sore thumb. One more. 86. One should use both hands when picking up the Kiddush cup, and then you remove your left hand from the cup and then hold the cup in the right hand while saying Kiddush. If it's difficult to hold it one hand, you could place your left hand under your right hand to help you hold the cup. But the left hand should not touch the cup. We know that we always try to do the mitzvah with the right hand, not with the left hand. It's chesed. Okay. 87. One who's left-handed should still hold the cup in the right hand unless he's afraid he'll spill the wine because his right hand is so unstable. 88. One should not hold the kos Kiddush when wearing gloves. This is an important one. 89. According to some Mekubalim, one should hold the cup in the palm of his hand with fingers pointing upward like a rose. Other Mekubalim say you should put the bottom of the cup upon the tips of your fingers. So the cup should be on top of your tip of your fingers. However, if you're afraid to spill some of the wine, if you hold it like this so you can hold it in a regular way, many people are makpid to have a cup with no leg. That way it's easier to hold, like the Mekubalim say, that the 5 fingers should be make it a kos yeshuot es Baruch Olam. Amen.